It's very clear that the Jenny Lake area is the most popular spot in the park. Now it's super windy and it's late in the afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock. We're going to try to get a boat tour. Based on the cars in the parking lot, I'm not confident that there's going to be any availability, but we will see.
In this week's video, I'm taking you along as we cross Jenny Lake midday in the summer in Grand Teton National Park to check out the most popular hike to Hidden Falls and Inspiration Point in Cascade Canyon. I'll provide you with some helpful tips along the way. Have you visited Jenny Lake? I would love to hear how your experience compares to ours.
At any rate, it's absolutely gorgeous because we are at the base of the Grand Teton, and it's really hard to capture the scale on camera.
Grand Teton National Park is in the gorgeous state of Wyoming, and it's just south of Yellowstone National Park. The Jenny Lake boat experience is one of the most popular things to do here at this park. We arrived to the area after lunch on a Sunday in June, and just look at the cars here. This is on Teton Park Road. We hadn't even made it to the turnoff yet. The parking area is really too small for the popularity of this area, but by arriving later in the day, there were several people leaving, so we actually got a great spot. I'll take you through the visitor center briefly at the end of the video, but the building is so small that they brought a lot of the visitor center displays out into the open in this area. Now we were in a hurry to see if we could get a boat ride, so I didn't have time to look at all the displays.
We have restrooms here, and this sign here says the Jenny Lake Boat Shuttle is this way. I can only imagine how beautiful this is in the fall because these are aspen. They would be golden yellow, and there is the majestic Grand Teton. There is a lot of information here that we're going to check out after we get back from our boat ride. We want to make sure we can get a ticket and don't have to wait too long, so we're going to do that first.
I intended on taking a look at these displays when we returned from our hike, but things took a lot longer than expected.
Here it comes right now. So the boat runs every 7 minutes, so even though it looks crazy crowded, you can just walk right up and get in line. It's a short line.
The boat services across Jenny Lake is open June 4th through September 30th. Prices are currently $20 per adult per round-trip ticket. It's $12 for children 2 to 11, and it's free for anyone under 2 and over 80.
All right, welcome to Jenny Lake. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
All right, well, my name is Travers. This is Brad here at Control. Just a couple quick safety announcements. Just want to let you know there's life jackets on the boat.
This is the shuttle service that goes back and forth to the hiking area. The company is called Jenny Lake Boat Tours, and they also offer 1-hour scenic boat rides for $30 per adult. If you're interested in that tour, you can visit jennylakeboating.com. Reservations are recommended. Now, even though Jenny Lake is the most popular, it is not the largest lake here in Grand Teton National Park. The largest lake is Jackson Lake. Jenny Lake is a much smaller glacial lake that was formed about 12,000 years ago. This area is the main focal point of the national park, with the majestic peaks right here by the lake and the easy access to many popular hiking trails. Now, if you're not interested in doing the boat taxi, you can hike around the lake, and it's about 2 miles. We were all about saving time and just having time on the lake and feeling that cool breeze, a little light splash of water. It really felt amazing.
All right, well, there's a much longer line waiting to get back on the boat. It's the afternoon, so I'm assuming all the people that went this morning are now ready to come back. So I guess the boat runs every like 10 to 15 minutes. I could have sworn the guy in the front told me 7, but somewhere in that ballpark. So hopefully you won't have to wait too long. We're going to start with the hike to Hidden Falls. beautiful, beautiful forest. They did say there has been some animal sightings in this area. So pack out everything you bring in. Don't leave any tissue paper, any trash, any food, and don't leave any backpacks unattended as well. There might be some big animal bag snatchers around here. And very quickly, we already appear to be approaching the falls. I can hear it right by these steps here.
You acknowledged it, like you weren't trying to hide it. You were sort of saying that this is what.
Wow. This is Cascade Creek, unlike any creek I've ever seen. Ooh, that feels good. A few little shady spots. Now, while that was a grand waterfall, I'm not sure if that is the destination of Hidden Falls, because they said it was a half mile in and it didn't feel like we've walked a half mile. We're going to continue down the trail. There's several things to see down this trail, so we're just going to judge our distance based on how we feel and how safe we feel and how tired we are and how thirsty we are. It is a hot day today. Okay, what do we have here? There's a big intersection here and there's lots of okay, Hidden Falls is actually up here. And Inspiration Point, so we haven't made it there yet. There's a lot of different paths you can take, so there was a lot of folks there trying to make some decisions. Now you do need to keep in mind that the elevation is, I think we're somewhere in the 7,000 range, I believe. Now we're from Albuquerque. Sorry for my panting, I'm still out of shape, but we live at 5,000 feet and we often hike in the mountains. So we're a little bit acclimated to higher altitudes. Again, doesn't sound like it, but if you're from somewhere around sea level, I had a little down tree I had to navigate around. If you live around sea level, you do need to take it easy and slow, probably get acclimated to the elevation before you do a bunch of hikes. Return to the boat dock here. Hidden Falls, we continue here. So there are several turnouts where you can come back to the boat dock. And the boats stop running at 7 p.m. So if you are going for a long hike, you need to be back to the boat dock by 7. So plan accordingly. This is one lush forest. All right, I hear the falls soon. I'm going to turn off the camera for a couple minutes. This is one. There was a massive rock fall here. But what you can see is that Hidden Falls goes to the left And straight ahead is Inspiration Point and Cascade Canyon. So what I'm hoping is that we can go to Hidden Falls and then we can come back around and continue this trail that way. Right at the turn, there's a sneak peek of the waterfall to the right. I did not capture it on camera. And you can see where all the people are. I'll show you on the way back what that looks like. But wow, this is pretty spectacular. Oh, and it's so cool. I'm actually gonna come in here and try to get the, oh my goodness, that feels so good. There's that beauty. All right, now we're heading up to Inspiration Point. We get to cross over this water. That's the best feeling in the world. And then there's a secondary waterfall right here. There's another path. There's some cute pictures here. All right, now let's see if we can make it to Inspiration Point. We'll see how tired we get.
Yeah, no one's, they don't have anybody to do it.
I guess it's right up here. Not quite, but almost. Just a few more steps to an incredible viewpoint. So I thought that was it, but it's not. It keeps going up. All right, well, this first incredible viewpoint of Jenny Lake is where we've decided to turn around. You can see that the path continues to go up, and I'm guessing the Inspiration Point is actually on this rock ahead of me with essentially the same view, but I guess you can see farther that way. But we're not going to make it that far today. There was actually a long line to get back on the boat, and we have some other parts of the Grand Tetons that we want to visit today since we only have one day here. So we'll continue our journey and we're going to head back down to the ferry boat. So we came from that direction, went to Hidden Falls, and now we're going to go down this way. It's a little bit of a loop back to the boat dock. And there's another bridge crossing. Whenever you get near the water, it really cools down, but because of the elevation, man, the sun is just, it's very, very hot. Boy, is that beautiful. I love the way the trail just crisscrosses over the water. Follows this raging, roaring water back down. I love this little wood fence they have along here. And there's quite a few wild plants growing with all the beautiful flowers. Gorgeous. Now we're almost down. Oh, it looks like we have approached the line. And boy, is that pretty. So here's where you have to plan accordingly because there are no restrooms. They do have water jugs down there. I mean, you are in the wild, so people do what they need to do, but just you can expect a long wait when you're done with your hike to get back.
So this is the point where the reality really set in that we were there on a weekend in the summer, late in the day, and it was crowded. It was a really long wait to get back on the boat. Now, there were a few things to entertain us while we waited. We also got to know some of our neighbors standing in line, where they were from, folks from Boston, folks from Oklahoma. But bring extra water and make sure you use that bathroom before you head out on the boat. Now, the ride back was much faster. I don't know if it was just the driver or if that's the way they operate the shuttle, but I lost my hat, and sitting in the back of the boat, we got quite a spray.
So this was a bit unexpected. It took us over an hour in line to get back on the boat to get back. So you're going to want to plan ahead for that. It is really, really windy here on the mainland, but it was pretty protected there where we were hiking to Hidden Falls. So it is absolutely spectacular. I highly recommend. We got a little major water spray on the back of the boat on the way back, and I lost my visor, but luckily it landed on the back of the boat. So was refreshing, if nothing else. Now they also had like water jugs there, so for people waiting in the sun, if you're getting hot. It was in and out of shade, but if you got too hot, they did have extra water, which was appreciated. So took a lot more time than I expected, so we'll see what else we can find today, but it's a must-do in my opinion.
If you're still with me here on this video, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I did tell you I was going to take you back into the visitor center after our boat tour. So inside they had some interpretive information about the area and a beautiful set of artwork on display. We were so thirsty, so we went inside the general store for a little something to drink before we headed on down for the remainder of the day. We're going to continue to see more of Grand Teton. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. We'll see you next time.